We're Scott and Lindsay Schmitz. We're from Clarksville, Tennessee.
Our youngest two are from my first marriage, and our oldest is from his first marriage. Our parenting plan has us between 3 states. We found BKF in the beginning of 2020, well, mid to beginning of 2020 on Instagram when they were doing the big project. We binged a ton of the podcasts that were already out and did the survey that was like the precursor to the interview. There's so many more people who are blended in churches than what, people recognize or realize, because the guilt and the shame and all of the feelings that come along with being a blended family in church, we're not walking around with a sticker on our chest saying, hey, talk to me, I'm blended, look at me. A lot of times you're trying to hide that because you feel that you're going to be judged, or you feel there's not going to be a place for you. So you just try to fit in, giving people a place and the ability to have a community and look, there's other people who can come alongside you and be here and have these same struggles. None of us know what we're doing, and we can all figure it out together, and we can lean on each other. And
when somebody finds a group, even if it's just in that initial email reaching out, they're like, oh my goodness, we didn't know this existed. So we're in, let's go. When do we show up? And they get there, have that first conversation, or the ladies that aren't in the small group yet, but join your bunco night and just see the community and just fall in love.
the best part of the small groups is the very first night when people come in, they're doing the intros and they're getting the books, and we're going over what we're going to be talking about and who BKF is.
We first started our small group in our house, and it was just our core families. And then the book came out, and Lindsay and I were like, we need to put this out more. We can't just keep this with just us.
To ourselves. Well, because when we had that first small group, we had 8 couples, which we had blended families. That's a lot of kids. And we like a full house, but that's a lot. And then we kept getting more people who found out that there was a blended family group wanting to join. And I was like, we can't reach everybody in our house. Yeah.
Talked to our church, and they allowed us to start it as a freedom group and be able to do it on a semester basis, and just have a new set of families each semester.
That's the heart and the idea behind it. Is you have people who go through other classes like grief share, divorce care, and it's a continual curriculum offered at a church by somebody who's led it and kind of knows the heart behind it. And that's the best way to run the Blended and Redeemed book, because you're able to reach so many more people. And then when those people finish the book, they can go be a community in a small group together, and then you continue and you get to lead and pour into a new group of families. Because the need, every semester that we've started it, and we've gone through, this is our 5th semester, I think.
So 5th one right now that we're in. Yeah.
And every time we have people who get on a wait list because they're like, I didn't know about this till you were a couple weeks in. We have some leaders who went through it with us in the spring, who started the 2nd round for us in September, and their group filled up. Because there's so many more people than there are leaders. The harvest is plenty, but the workers are few.
Sharing the book with some of the pastors there helped them to understand the differences in a blended family and nuclear families.
Yeah, so they've been really supportive and just kind of let us run and do whatever we want. So we do the small groups through the Blended and Redeemed book curriculum. We go through that, and then we really work to try to keep all of those people in community with each other, so that we have a larger blended family community, so that you have different people that you can lean on and connect with, and that's been really fun. I think where the battle is that there's not enough leaders and people who are aware of the resources and what they can use to go through for small groups. Because we've had people multiple times that we've run this who drive an hour to come to small group because there's not something in their church or their community, because they don't know about it.
Just getting the word out, I think.
Yeah. because the churches that we've talked, like our church, and then there's a few other churches in town that are open to it. It's just a matter of you need somebody who's willing to step up and lead the group and be consistent, which we always joke and we tell every group we go through, like, it's foolproof. Like, BKF makes it so easy. There's the book and the study guide and all the social media stuff and the podcasts and the encouragement, and the staff is so great at responding to emails and Instagram messages, and it's an entire support system. They are ready for you. You just have to say yes and be willing to do it. So I knew I wanted to be in blended family ministry. Like, that has been a calling on my heart, which I was like, look, sold out when we found BKF. Like, look, here's a way we can do this. But somebody wasn't totally ready. So we joined a regular small group, and it was very obvious that was not for us. I say regular. It was a nuclear family small group, and it was very obvious.
Great friends we met, and still
they
friends with them, but
different struggles, different things. And I kept telling him, like, we really need to start a small group for blended families. And that was one of his concerns, was we're not equipped, we're not ready, we're not, how can we give advice to people when we still have hard seasons?
In the beginning, I had to try to let go of any control because I didn't know what was going on, and I just had to let go and let God. There was a lot of prayers in the morning. There's a lot of prayers right before the families walked in the door, right before we opened the book and started asking questions. Then you get into it, it's, there's nothing to it. Why am I stressing out? And I don't want to start something until I have as much as I can of it, figure it out. And that was never going to happen. So I had to just jump in.
I just kept telling him, I was like, we have the resources. And when you look through the Bible, I mean, the people who make the biggest impact, none of them were perfect. They all have their own hurts and hang-ups and things where they're doing stuff and you're going, why are you doing that? Like, what are you thinking? Make better choices. But God does, he'll take whoever's willing and he'll make it work. It's been fun to watch him really grow and develop as we've gone through leading the small groups. It's definitely brought us closer together, but it's been really fun to see. It's been really fun to just see kind of even his relationship with God just evolve as we've gone through this, and just him being more open and willing, and how he's grown as the spiritual leader of our home and as an individual.
It's great to see what God is doing through us with all these couples, but it's amazing also just what it's doing to us. Just like Lindsay was saying earlier, it's bringing us closer. It's bringing us closer to each other, closer to God. Just, it's an amazing experience.
That book was a game changer. Blended Kingdom Families was a game changer. I mean, it changed our life, which is why we're so sold out for it, because we've seen the impact firsthand, and that's what brings us back every semester. Each semester, I think, we've had a couple who was either separated, ready to file for divorce, or they were ready to separate because they feel alone and they feel unseen and they don't know how to do this God's way and they're struggling. Then we go through the curriculum and it's like, okay, we're not alone, and
this is like what I've been feeling. I haven't been able to put it into words, and keeps us going to the next semester, to the next one, because we keep seeing these couples, these families come in, and just amazed that there's the community here, that people understand. And then every time we go through, it's great going through the book multiple times over and over and over for us, because depending on what season we're in, the book may hit different. It's not like we've got it all figured out. We're going through the book, and we're learning, and we're doing the work with them also. Just seeing it become a normal thing, especially in churches, the small groups, the community, the support, just to have it be another community, another support system, just to have it be natural, have the term blended be common, not unheard of. And we like that we can be able to be used to get that out there.
I just love the idea that at some point it is going to be normal, and it's going to be, oh, you went through the B&R class. Oh, I met them when I went through B&R. And just knowing that at some point it is just going to be another thing. Churches support single parents, and that wasn't always a thing. They have all these single parent resources, and now there's classes for people in grief and going through divorce, and the blended family should just be the next thing. Because think about, they talk all the time about what the statistics are in a second marriage and a third marriage and the divorce rates after the first one. And it's just really exciting to think like, wow, we're going to see those rates. We could see them decline and swing the opposite way when people realize, oh, there is a way that we can do this next marriage. We can do this God's way, and this can be the last one. And then to see those, they talk about like the divorce rates from kids who come from a divorced family. Well, like, that's going to change. To see these kids who realize, okay, hey, just because my parents got a divorce doesn't mean that that's what's in store for me, because look, when they went through this, they found community, and there's a way that they can do their second marriage. And so then they're seeing what a healthy marriage looks like, one that has a Christ foundation, and then to know that they're going to be able to just naturally start their marriages in that same way. It's just really exciting to think like, this is a game changer. This is going to make a huge difference. If you're on the fence about starting a group or going to your church, just do it. You have to step out in faith. That's like step out of the boat. You have to take that first step and do that. But then also, you don't store up treasures here on earth. Like, everything we do with our time, our talent, and our treasures, so like all of our financials, everything you're doing here, you're building the community, you're building the kingdom, and you're gonna see those rewards when you get to heaven. Even if it's something small, every little bit matters, every little bit makes a difference, and you have the incredible opportunity to partner with somebody who's willing to put in the work and do the things and make that change, and like, you get to be part of that and support that. That's so cool. And then to start a group,
BKF makes it easy. Like we were saying earlier, they give you all the resources. You don't have to know how to do anything. Read the book and answer the questions in the book. It's that easy.
It's so easy. You turn on a video, watch a video, answer the questions in the book, talk about it, and be in community with people who are in the same place.
You don't even get to many of the questions because there's such good conversation.
Totally sold out. We tell everybody, like, if you have a question, if you are struggling with something, there's a podcast. You're making an eternal impact for them. You're making generational changes and generational impacts. And we're here and called as Christ followers to advance the kingdom of God and to bring other people. And when you are supporting BKF, you're helping to help other people to build stronger relationships with God and with their spouse and with their kids. And you're, by helping to give kids a way to see, like, hey, my parents have this really strong marriage, you're making an impact on them and their future. And that's more kids that we can keep in church. It's more kids that we can say, like, look, God can make a difference. God can do things and do the things that seem impossible. He can make a change. And, you know, when you trust God with all of that, it's so cool. Why would you not? Why would you not want to start a group? Why would you not want to give and financially partner? You just got to do it.